Well, good afternoon. This is Pastor Hayton and another Lord Lights Devotional. And in just a few minutes here, we've got a group of concerned parents that has been meeting with us on the first and the third Thursdays of each month in our 18th year. I know I've talked about this before, but I want to just kind of talk about it again. It's the year of 2000. January of that year, the year had just begun. I had taken a pastorate of a small church down in Stockton, Missouri, a weekend church, and I was laying on my bed there in the little parsonage one day with a terrific burden for the lost generation. You know, we holiness people, we've lost a lot of our young people, and I know that I had two boys that were away from God, still are away from God, but we haven't given up on them. But I lay there and I got to thinking about all the people that I know that are carrying a heavy burden for prodigal children. And I thought, I'm not going to let the devil have my family without putting up a fight. So I began to pray and ask God what we could do, and it just kind of came to me, pray. And I thought, well, pray is a good title for our group. And it's just simply parents reclaiming a youngster. And so that's what we are doing each first and third Thursday of each month. And like I say, in our 18th year, and most everybody that joins us on these Thursday nights have been with us since its inception. We've had people come and go. Some have moved away, and others, for whatever reason, have no longer joined us. But there's the core group, though, that has a real burden for our lost children. And I'd like to just encourage everybody that may be sitting in here listening to me today, if you have a son or a daughter or a grandchild that is away from God, you have a brother or a sister whom you carry a heavy burden for, I would just like to encourage you to keep praying. The devil does his best to discourage. Believe me, there are times that he said, you've been doing this now for nigh on to 18 years, and they're still away from God. But then I come back, yeah, but God's hand is upon them. Haven't planned a funeral yet, and they're still this side of eternity. They're still living in a dispensation of divine grace, and God has been merciful, and I believe that God will extend his mercy, and someday he will answer the heart cry of concerned parents and speak to the hearts of those prodigal children. I've read that 85% of all prodigals do return to the Father's house. And I'd like to think that the 15% that do not, perhaps are those that do not have burdened, concerned, praying parents. So if you're a parent today of a prodigal, I encourage you to take them upon your heart in a new way. It's no time to let up on our prayer, but it's a time to intensify our prayer effort. Not a time to get discouraged, but a good time to encourage ourselves in the promises and the power of God. The Bible states, I will save your children. So we're trusting God, and I would ask you that you pray with those of us that meet on the first and third Thursdays of each month, that God will help us to be faithful, and that soon we will see the return of our children coming back to Father's house. Well, thanks for joining with me today, and keep us in your prayers, and we'll be praying for you. Goodbye now.